even lying because in the moment I'm in love with everything. Went a little. Hello, my fellow antisocial butterflies. It's that time of the year. It's the end of Bookmas. So are we surprised that I'm on like day 20 now? Or, well, day 20 when I'm filming this, but this is going to be the end. Oh no, this is going to be 21? You know what? Y'all finna see. We didn't talk about this. Hold on. Who is she? I haven't got my hair straight in 8 years, y'all. I'm gonna have to have my phone with me because there's no way I'm gonna remember this. So just got Fable, which allows 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 ratings. So I'm gonna go back and re-rate some of these. This was a really weird book year for me. I'm not really sure why. Well, no, I am sure why. No need to lie. It really took year for me. I read 47 books this year, and this whole month I've been like, oh, I didn't read a lot this year. Chat, she's a liar. But you know what? It wasn't a lie to me because that doesn't feel like a lot to me. Anyways, ratings and what we read. Let's start at the beginning. Apparently I didn't read at all in Jan. Nope, I lied. Okay. I started. So I say that the year had wild energy. Apparently so did I because I started off the year with a dark romance mafia series by Cora Riley. The Born in Blood Mafia Chronicles, excuse me. Wow. So it started with Bound by Honor, which is Arya and Luca. And my problem with the interconnected standalone is, oh, I like number 1. Okay, let me read 1 through 40. Like, I don't draw a line on where to stop. So I read Bound by Duty, which is number 2. Then I read Bound by Hatred, which is number 3. Oh, see, I'm already lost. Bound by Born in Blood, which is number 6. But I definitely did 4 and 5 in the middle. You see, Goodreads didn't even get all of the ones that I've read. That's crazy. See, now my count is off. I feel like now I've noticed it, I can't not fix it. Price is averted. I know what's wrong. And this is the reason I'm on Fable now, because Goodreads is a joke. My books are all out of order from my Kindle. It didn't even register that I read some of them that I had read in February, so I had to add them in October, which is why it looks a mess. Now that I'm done with that confusion, I read the Born in Blood series up to book 7. And then if that's not enough, because I can't like anything like a normal person, I went and did the other interconnected standalone series, which is the Kimura Chronicles. And that's where things went a little. I read Twisted Pride up to book 3 and Twisted Bonds I DNF'd because it went back into Kiara, and it was just like a second part book to a couple we already had versus a new couple. It was like their continuation story, and like just give me an epilogue. I don't know, it just like they lost me with that one. But I'm only 2 books off the end, so now I'm kind of like, do I just go back one day and finish it? Who knows? Let's talk about rating these. I think it was the beginning of the year. I was very, very generous with my ratings. I'm gonna say these are solid 4 and 3 star books, with the first one being like a 4.25, Bound by Honor. The rest of them, I'd give the series like a 3.75, and then there's books that range from 4.25, maybe like a 3.5. There are some that are just a 3. Like once I got to Bound by the Past, I was like, okay, girl. But then again, why did I have to read all 13 books within a month? Probably my fault. Now here's a suspicious gap where I apparently didn't read from February to June. That feels a little bit weird. Or no, from March to June. That feels a little bit weird. I feel like I probably read something random on my Kindle that never registered, but let's go with this, right? It says I jumped right from my Mafia series and then hard corrected over to the Windy City series. Now I give this series a 5 stars. I do. I loved book 1, Mile High. I loved book 5, which I did not read until it came out later on. I read it in like the end of July, which was perfect though because I just read the series in June apparently. So I rated book 1 5 stars, book 2 4 stars. You know what? I'm just gonna put them here. They'll be here. I rated Mile High 5 stars, Right Move 2 stars, Caught Up, nope, I lied. Chat, she's a liar. Right Move is book number 2. I rated it 4 stars. Actually, I rated books 2 through 4 stars. Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along. Ryan, I would give a 4.5 stars with just the Right Move. Ooh, I loved Kai too. So I totally lied. I give the first book 5 stars still, but honestly the rest of them are 4.5s in my eyes, which is why I would still give the series a 5 stars because that's pretty fucking consistent. Book 1 is 5 stars, in the middle is 4.5 stars, and then book 5 is 5 stars. For me, personally. I'm very much a New York girl through and through, but like every time I read that book, I am from Chicago, and I will be rereading. Speaking of places that mean something to me, Boys of Tommen, 4 stars. I give it 4.25. I get Lizzie, I really do. Heartbroken for her. I know what it's like to be in a war with your mind, and she has so much like gut-wrenching trauma that I'm literally starting to feel physically ill thinking about everything that she goes through in this book, it didn't hit the same way for me. And I love this series. I literally just spent, I won't even tell you how much on special editions of every book. Well, not every book, because not releasing 10, but all the books before it, even though I have them right there. Like, I'm changed my life. If I write a book, these will be why. So when I say it's a 4 stars, like obviously that's still a very good rating. It's just Boys of Tommen usually is like, I don't know how to explain what it's like after I read them. But I looked at the footage that I had from that vlog that I couldn't even finish, and it's clearly very deeply personal, and I was not overreacting. Like back then, I read Binding 13th, March 11th through 13th. It is the 17th. So I read this like 4 days ago, and I'm rereading it again because I loved it so much. I read it on Kindle, and then I brought the physical, the like paperback. So I'm reading the paperback right now. I got the paperbacks with the nice spines, like I said, but I'm just like tabbing it and annotating. I don't know if I'll like finish the whole thing again, but Taming 7 is coming, and I'm an in Gibbs we trust kind of girl. So I'm so freaking excited. And I hate the name Gerard, but Gibbsy's my special one. Like, yeah. I was not alright. Ooh, then I went on an Elsie Silver dive, which, now I'm just like, damn girl, I just got here and you started acting up. Why would you do that? I read the entire Rose Hill series. Well, everything that was out, obviously, because the last one, which is Wild Something, just came out. I gave them all 4 stars, which I feel like is me being generous. I feel like these are more 3.75 books. Except for one of them. I think one of them I liked. It's usually that first one, man. The first one in the interconnected standalone gets me, and then they breadcrumb you about the other characters just enough that it's like, okay, even if I'm not super invested in their series, I'm gonna fucking read it. They get you. Rosie Belmont. Yep, you see? This was the one. After that, I went into the Hoop series by Kennedy Ryan, Long Shot, Block Shot, and then Hook Shot. I think Long Shot is the one that had me, yep, Long Shot is what got it started. It's an NBA, another sports romance. So I was doing a lot of different romances, but I did 2 full sports romance series. It had to be a different sport. This is NBA, the other one was hockey. I couldn't do hockey for a while after Windy City, but then I tried. You know what, I'll get to that. This is basketball, it was NBA, and book 1, once again, that's how she got me. Book 1 was like a 4.5. Like, I don't know what it was for me. Again, they just really get me. It's the yearning, I think. I think they put the yearning in book 1 because they know that's how they got us by the throat. So, that's what happened here. Yep. And then I went to book 2 and 3, which I remember were good. I didn't even actually rate them. That's a lie. Actually, I rated this one 4 stars. Then I went into something that's the equivalent of like a Wattpad era. I don't know what app on my phone I found these books, but I found the Fallen Crest High series. Could not stop just scrolling my phone and reading it. Like, it's crazy. So I read Fallen Crest High, Fallen Crest Family, Mason, which is a novella for Fallen Crest Public, Fallen Crest Forced Down, or Fallen Forced Down, Fallen Crest University. Oh, you know what? I know why I read that. It's because the Summer I Turned Pretty was on. It was either I was waiting for the Summer I Turned Pretty or the Summer I Turned Pretty was on. It actually doesn't have the dates here, which is weird. It adds up that it was around that time. And Fallen Crest is another 2 brothers, romance drama-tastrophe. Except Fallen Crest is a little bit darker though, because they be doing some kind of awful shit with you. But those little ads on Instagram that you get that are like, okay, maybe it's just me, actually. I might expose myself with this. But I'd be getting these ads that are like mini stories. I swear, it's like Wattpad days. And I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? And this was one of them. So I read it from my phone, and they actually got me to download the app. And not only download the app, I then read the entire series. And this is why I say when things happen like this, like, I know I'm the target audience being marketed to, and I'm okay with that. Yes, this is for me. Wow, I took it all the way to Fallen Crest Forever, which is book 8. Again, don't know how to be casual about anything. Like, I must know everything about every world that I enter. Only then can I leave. I won't rate those. I just won't. Passenger Princess by Morgan Elizabeth. I gave this 4 stars. I feel like it's a 3.5. I just feel like I'm so generous this year because every book I read, I was like, yay, but it's because I wasn't reading as much as I usually do, I think. Let's see. I think next year I'll be more critical. But you know what? I'd be lying because in the moment, I'm in love with everything. After that, I read The Boyfriend Goal once again, trying to get into that hockey thing. It just didn't work. And then imagine my surprise when I realized there was a part 5 to the Windy City series. So obviously I finished up the Boyfriend Gold, gobble, 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 3.5 stars, and I went straight to Rewind It Back, which is a 5-star read. I don't know why. I know why. I don't know why I keep saying I don't know why. I loved that book. I love Rio. I can't say what I want to say without spoiling it. He's one of the book boyfriends is all I'll say. I really want to say what I want to say. But those of you who have read it, The House. Okay, so I just realized in real time that I actually read 3 LC Silver series. I think I'm gonna rate these as series because I'm just now I see why people do monthly roundups, because looking back, I don't think I can rate these as fairly. I give this series like a 3.75. I don't even know what I said a minute ago. I'm very confused by all of this, especially because my Goodreads is so out of order. I trusted this app to do its thing. It's all connected. I read most of what I read this year on my Kindle. It should have, done its thing. It did nothing. This is a fucking mess. The dates are all wrong. None of my ratings are here, ruining the vibes. What is here though, and what I made sure was here, is The Legacy of the Gods. And I read all of those books up to book 6. So book one was 5 stars. I love me some Killian Carson, which after reading the intro scene of that book, I still can't believe that comes out of my mouth on regular, but I do love me some Killian Carson. Then it goes to God of Malice, God of Wrath, which I both rated 4 stars. My Goodreads being out of order has really ruined this entire video, and I would like to be personally compensated by Jeffrey Bezos for this piece of trash of an app. Ugh. Everything was 4 stars. Okay, so 5 stars for book 1, 4 stars in between, and then we got to book 5, which is God of Fury, 5 stars. And then book 6 was my only 3-star because I was confused most of the time, I won't lie. I wanted it to be good, and I think it was just they had so much buildup as a couple because we saw them bicker through 5 books, and we saw the buildup and the tension, and it was supposed to be this whole thing, and then we get there, we get nothing of what really happened in college, but we do get them afterwards. But then we actually don't, because it's some weird flash forward, and then we find out the relationship wasn't real. I can't say it didn't feel like the rest of the series, but it kind of didn't feel like the rest of the series, especially the rest of it was based in the college. Maybe that's what threw this whole off. I don't know. And I will say that some of them in the middle were not just 4 stars. There was a lot that for me, or at least one of them, I know the Jeremy book for me personally was a 4.75. I like that one a lot. Then I overcorrected and went to say, oh my gosh, my camera's gonna die. Okay. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by my camera's lack of life? The Legacy of Gods, and I overcorrected. I was going to do that thing that I do where I dive headfirst into a whole new world and read the books about their parents. But then I was like, wait, I read the kids first. I probably should have read the parents first. So I decided not to do it. I overcorrected and went to Say You Swear, which I thought would be completely different. And it is, but it was sad in its own way. So it had me feeling things. It had me feeling things and I wasn't ready. I thought I was going to get like a cutesy little sports romance. I don't be reading. I just kind of go off covers and vibes. So I thought I was getting some cute little football romance. I actually went through all the sports this year. I did. Wow. Usually I do one sport and kind of just, This time I did hockey, basketball, and football. Wow. Go sports. And as much as Say You Swear broke my heart, I still loved it. 5 stars, and I'm sticking with that one. Or maybe I read Say You Swear last year. I don't know anymore. My Goodreads is a mess. But I did read the continuation, which was... No. Actually, I did read those 2 this year. I read Say You Swear and Promise Me Not back to back. And then, I don't know why Goodreads is like this. So Say You Swear was a 5-star. Promise Me Not was a 4.75 for me. I really love these boys of Avics, not gonna lie. I really liked Trust Me Always as well, which I thought I wouldn't. A little surprise outcome never hurts. I loved that. Well, it wasn't really a surprise. It was one of those things where it's a surprise, the characters living it, but to us viewing it, it's not a surprise. Girl, we saw you. That was your husband this whole time. I don't know how she didn't know. But I'm also in one of those relationships where like everybody was like, girl, y'all been married. And I was like, oh, really? Wow. News to me. After that, I went to Onyx Storm, and there's about 3 videos on this channel already talking about that. So you won't say much more, but I'll give it a 4 stars. 4-star. After that, I hopped straight into the Fae and Alchemy series with Quicksilver and Brimstone. I am finishing Brimstone right now, actually. Quicksilver was a 5-star for me. Loved it. Bought the Book of the Year edition. It's right here. Bought my little Kingfisher Lego. It was great to have a Shadow Daddy to fill my Shadow Daddy size hole after which is my heart, after Zayden, and it was a little less stressful, or so I thought, until I got till the end and Brimstone, and now I'm stressed and equally as like, what the fuck. I should have known. Romantasy is not meant to not stress you out in the first couple of books, but I'm hoping it's a true romantasy and they end up well, they're mates, they have to end up together, but I'm just hoping it's a true romantasy and that they end up together and nobody dies. Like, it's a happy ending, you know? This was the most chaotic video. I'm going to have a heck of a time editing this, but if you made it through my incoherent thoughts, congratulations, because honestly, I'm not even sure I can make the video out of this. I'm confused at the end of this. But thank you for watching. That is my bookish wrap of the, let's say, 45 to 50 books I read this year, because honestly, if Goodreads doesn't know, we all know I don't. So I'm gonna make sure in 2026, I actually track these things and I do monthly bookish wraps. Hopefully I'm not jinxing myself this time, that allow me to count the amount of books that I read in this year. I think it'll probably be closer to my 2023, which was 70, something like that. I don't know. I just read something ridiculous. I remember that. And I'd like to get back to that because books are more fun than real life. Okay, bye. See you in the next video.